Most of you know me since I grew up in this world. For those who don't, my name is Fletcher. I'm 19, which means that I'm preparing to go on a mission. I've been called to the Richmond, Virginia mission, which almost splits the state. It goes from a little bit of West Virginia to the coast, and down to being a bit in North Carolina. I leave to the MTC May 9th, which is just around the corner. As you might have guessed, the topic that Brother Newton gave me a few days ago happens to be about my mission. Since I haven't left yet, it's about what I did to prepare for my mission. To start off, I've been going to Fountain Hill meeting for my whole life. I now am the co-chair for FHE in the Young School Adult Board, which has helped me with interacting with people that I haven't got to really know very well. I went to seminary all 4 years. In those 4 years, I had 3 different teachers and graduated each year. Unfortunately, I did not memorize all 100 Master Scriptures, which I now regret, so I suggest to those who are in seminary and who will be attending seminary to memorize them. And I mean to truly memorize them, not just get them marked off, because they are a very big help, I've noticed, when it comes to certain things that might happen in missionary prep. That brings me to my next thought. I've attended missionary prep now for the past few years or so. I've had 2 great missionary prep teachers. One was Brother Tanner, the other was Brother Tanner, his son. They both have very different teaching methods, but they both had a certain spirit about them, which makes me glad that I had started a little bit early. We were supposed to start at 16. I do believe I started at 15 because I had to go with my brothers. I had to go through several interviews to get the Melchizedek priesthood. I had to go through several other interviews to get the temple recommend. But before that, I had to attend several different temple preparation classes. In fact, that night I had a meeting with my bishop, but what I didn't realize is I had a meeting with the stake president also. So I went without wearing a suit to the meeting with my bishop. So I had to borrow my bishop's jacket, who happens to be my own dad, so that was kind of an interesting meeting. I also had to go over the Oath and Covenant of the priesthood because I didn't know it at the time. You can find the Oath and Covenant in D&C chapter 84, verses 33 to 41. And it goes, "For whoso is faithful unto obtaining these 2 priesthoods of which I have spoken, and the magnifying their calling, are sanctified by the Spirit unto the renewing of their bodies. They become the sons of Moses and of Abraham, and the seed of Abraham, and the church and kingdom, and the elect of God. And also all they who receive this priesthood receive me, saith the Lord. For he that receiveth my servants receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth my Father, and he that receiveth my Father receiveth my Father's kingdom. Therefore all that my Father hath shall be given unto him. And this is according to the oath and covenant which belongeth to the priesthood. Therefore all those who receive the priesthood receive this oath and covenant of my Father, which he cannot break, neither can it be moved. But whoso breaketh this covenant after he hath received it, and altogether turneth therefrom, shall not have forgiveness of sins in this world, nor in the world to come." Through my whole life, I've done various things to help strengthen my faith in God and my ability to do his work, such as to pray to help me find a lost item, whether it be a lost shoe or something else. I read the scriptures. I paid attention to my teachers as I grew up. I also had good friends and parents that helped me along the right path for my life. Those are some of the things that I had to do spiritually to prepare for my mission. What I had to do physically is I had to fill out the forms and talk with my bishop and the stake president. The forms took me a long time because I procrastinated, but eventually I did everything necessary to get them turned in. I had to go and get a physical done to make sure I'm in good shape and health and that I am within the weight limit that healthy missionary should be, which I think is under 300 pounds. You need to be under that so that they know that you don't have any overweight problems. Because if you start off with your mission overweight, you have a greater chance to cause yourself physical problems, and they don't want their missionaries to have to worry about that. Also, there are certain missions that you can actually gain some more weight, which can be bad if you start out at the mission overweight in the first place. One way you can be sure that won't happen is by walking and biking as much as you can to prepare for your mission. Also, you can go to the gym and do various workouts while you're there. You should also try and figure out a 30-minute workout you can do at home and that you like and that is effective, whether it be running in place doing various things, or if it is a combination of push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks to help you get a bit of extra exercise that you can do while you're on your mission. I I also had to look up my high school English and foreign language credits so that they know how I did, which I think adds a little bit to whether or not you stay in the States or go out. I had to get my driver's license and insurance card scanned in and sent off with my papers to you. Now, I had a little bit of trouble with that because my driver's license copy was lost before it was sent to Salt Lake. I was still getting checked by the state presidency. Also, I lost the physical form I got, so I had to go back and get another one to replace it. Unfortunately, the doctor didn't write down a couple of things on it, so I had to go back and have it checked out like they didn't write down my pulse for some reason. But the people who were checking my papers over knew that, so they wrote down their own part of it for me, but I still had some other things that the doctor had to check out. Those are some of the things that pretty much every missionary has to do to be able to send off his papers. I learned that I needed to bring my social security card and some other things because I would be getting a Virginia State driver's license. Unfortunately, we couldn't find one, so we had to set off a specific day to be able to go in and order a new one. Me and my mom started that day off not so good because when we went to the Social Security building, we found out that it had been moved to somewhere else. So we were kind of panicking a little bit because we weren't sure where to go next. Luckily, my mom had a smartphone with the internet on it, so we could look up where it had moved to. So we headed over there, but I forgot I had a pocket knife in my pocket, so I had to run out and put it in the car and then run back in. By the time I had gotten back inside, my mom had taken a number and had taken a seat. Our number was 240, but they were barely up on 140, so we settled in for a 4 to 5 hour wait. When a half an hour later, it came from 162 to 236, we realized that we had been blessed with a small blessing. That our reason for being there put us in a slightly different number selection than what we thought. The next blessing was that instead of having to do a bunch of paperwork when we got up there to do a request for a new copy of my Social Security card, all they did was verify that it was me, asked me a few other questions after reading me the consequences of lying about the answers, and we're finished with that about 10 minutes later, which all in all got us out of there about 2 hours earlier than I expected. Also, I had to get 2 or 3 suits for my mission, 10 shirts, some slacks, socks, shoes, etc., before I entered the MTC to make sure I had the correct stuff. When I entered the MTC, there are a couple of things that I have to bother with. All in all, I think I had an easier pre-mission experience than my brothers and some of you upcoming missionaries had and will have, because I don't have to wait for months to report, which means I probably won't have the same amount of temptations brought on by waiting. But that means that the Lord has great faith in your abilities to resist those temptations and your ability to communicate in another language. That's why you might get a foreign mission that takes several months of preparation instead of a month and a half like me. I would like to bear my testimony that I know this church is true, and that going on a mission is the right thing to do, that it ages you both physically, spiritually, and even mentally farther than not one would. And I'd like to say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.